Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Like, okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to the NXT recap, brought to you by the Smack Raw podcast. I am your host, Katie Baby.
Hey, babe.
And I'm joined, of course, by our own Mr. NXT RN. RN, how was your Thanksgiving, man?
It was pretty good. Went to my girlfriend's family's house and stuff, and ended it at a buddy of mine's mom's house playing dominoes and cards. So it was pretty good.
That's good. Oh, God.
How was yours?
It was good. It was good. It was just a small portion of the family, so everyone who lives in my house. Just to, not spread anything just in case. So, a little different, but it wasn't bad. And then I took food to a friend who had to quarantine because she's in vet tech school and someone tested positive. So, it's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah.
Loyalty J was supposed to join us, but, kid things happen. He's a child. Things come up. It's fine. Me and Aaron got this. This is nothing new for us. Typically, you can find us live on twitch.tv/puttingyouover, which RN and Kaya will be later tonight for SmackDown if you're watching this Friday. And when I say watching this, I mean on YouTube, youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast. It's where you can find the video recording of the podcast. Hit the notification bell, subscribe. We're on the way to 200 subscribers, so we would greatly appreciate it. And if you like to listen to your podcast, we have the audio form up on basically every podcast platform you can think of. And we are the exclusive recap for Wrestling News World. We haven't been on for a while, but that's not my problem. I can't control any of that. But regardless, check out the website. Make it your home for all of your wrestling news, wants, and needs. Check out their articles, their podcasts, and their premium content. And RN, where can they go to help support us?
Patreon.com/SmackRawPod. This is pod or podcast? Always good.
It's podcast.
But yeah, you get your tiers going. We'll shout you out on our show. You can get a chance to be involved in unpopular wrestling opinions. Get your stickers, t-shirts, all in action.
Yeah. And I finally have a t-shirt.
Finally.
That's all that matters.
It only took half the year.
It only took half the year. It's fine. I get it. As soon as I got it, I ended up doing Survivor Series predictions and the SmackDown recap in it because I did them back to back. I was like, whatever. There we go. There's the support for the show.
Yeah.
Alright. So, NXT, overall, how'd you like it? How'd you feel?
Oh, it was a dope show. Definitely a dope show. Had just the right amount of everything in it. Like, they didn't go too overboard on some of the shit. It was just a little bit of stuff to keep the storylines going to get to take over and a couple surprises. So I was definitely into it.
How'd you feel about Kevin Owens on commentary?
He was all right. I feel like he kind of held back some.
Yeah.
He could have definitely been better. But I feel like he was probably off because Beth wasn't there, and then trying to hear her and play off of her, and she's not sitting right there with him.
Yeah.
So you could see that. So, but I mean, he was all right.
His little things he did, his little things he said, in the first match, which was Candice LeRae taking on Ember Moon. When they take it to the outside, he's just like, "Hi, Candice. Oh, she's busy."
Right. Yeah, so and the tie with the t-shirts always. I pop for that.
Freaking classic. Kevin Owens is he's a jack of all trades.
Right.
We're just not gonna wear them. They're fogging up, whatever. So let's talk about Candice and Ember Moon. Obviously, Ember's pissed because Candice and her team of hooligans, as you will, keep trying to ruin Ember's life, typical heel things. Ember does a damn good job of controlling this match. Indy tries to get involved a few times, and it's not until Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez come out. They don't get involved for a while, but when they come out, that's when Candice finally starts to take control. She has Ember in the Gargano escape. Ember ends up getting out of it, and Raquel and Dakota get on the apron to distract the ref. Indy comes into the ring and basically eats an eclipse for Candice.
Right.
Which I didn't... I mean, I kind of expected. Because Indy's... What is Indy and Candice's relationship, do you think?
I mean, at this point, I mean, she's a sidekick. She's, like you said, she's a human shield.
She really is. Good for her. Candice ends up hitting the Wicked Stepsister on Ember for the win, and it looks like they're about to start beating Ember up, they being Candice, Dakota, and Raquel, and Tony's music hits, and we're like, oh yeah, Tony Storm's gonna come out. They tagged last week, like they're gonna beat up Candice and the ladies, but no, Tony Storm turns heel, throws Ember Moon into the steps, and basically just feeds her to the women in the ring.
Not basically, she literally did feed her to the ladies in the ring.
She did.
I'm not mad at it, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm indifferent about it. Like, you brought her over for a reason. Like, the crowd fucking loves her. Like, she probably gets the biggest pop out of all the women, honestly.
Probably.
Like, why the hell would you change your heel? Like, I get it was like a swerve, and then that way you can also get Rhea back on the team, on Shotzi's team. But still, it's like, come on, bro. Like, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't expect a Tony heel turn. But I mean, I'm not like super mad at it.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of always had like that kind of badass rocker, not give a shit attitude.
Right.
So I can't be too mad at it. I mean, we'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens over the next 2 weeks, because in 2 weeks we get War Games on a Sunday, which is gonna throw me off.
Right. No, and like I said, my thing with it too is like she took a back seat to Candice, which is what I didn't want in any way, shape, or form. I mean, but I mean, it's Survivor Series, so you kind of stuck. But still, like, even how they were having that at the backstage after the fact, like she was like literally trailing behind them, like literally in the back seat. So it's like, well, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be she's taking the back seat for now, and then once War Games is over,
right,
they'll be just.
But even she's not gonna get a shot because she's a heel now.
Oh yeah.
They do not do heel versus heel.
Yeah, we know that. We know that very well.
Right.
So, I mean, we'll briefly talk about the Legado de Fantasma. They had a brief promo video talking about it's been their year. They brought the Cruiserweight Championship. They made it on the NXT card, defending it for the first time. How they run the wrestling world. They've taken out everybody. And the only difference between them and everyone else is when they say they're going to do something, they get it done.
The thing that I don't like about their promos, like, I get it and they're dope. Like, the content of it and their delivery is dope. Like, they look like $1 million, but like, they always look like they're doing it like in like a cluttered attic or some shit, or like a family room whose grandma got too many knickknacks and shit everywhere. Like, I'm like, where the fuck are they? Like, you're supposed to be this rich dude and shit. Like, what the hell is all this shit? Like, the belt was on like a TV stand or some shit, like behind him and stuff. I'm like, are you filming this in your grandma's basement? Like, where the fuck are y'all, bro? Like, it's be in a mansion somewhere, at least like a nice house. Like, it throws me off every time. Like, that jacket was fire. Like I said, they look like $1 million. Their promo was dope. They were talking cash shit, and I'm like, bro, you're in a den, bro. Like, where the hell are y'all at?
You're in the den.
What? Like every time, like I said, then when they panned off to the Cruiserweight Championship was like on a bookshelf, not even like a dope bookshelf, like a fucking one from Walmart with 10 DVDs on it and shit. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh my god. It's so funny, but it's so true.
Like I can't even like pay attention because I'm just like looking at the different shit around them, like bowling trophy from like 1990, like a karate certificate. Like I'm like, bro, where the fuck are y'all?
Oh my god. Yeah, it's very distracting, like all of the stuff in like the room they're in.
Uttered as shit.
It does make it so hard to like focus. And now when they do another one, that's all I'm gonna focus on is everything in the background.
Right. It's been like that since the very first one. I'm like, what am I looking at here? It just looked like they like picked a room in the back and just like found all the like random shit they could find around the building to like make it look like a room.
That's literally what they did, which is just awful. At least make it
Terrible.
like you said, like at least make it seem like it's better and like he's supposed to be like they're Legado de Fantasma, like they're supposed to be like top shit and they're just chilling in a room with some clutter.
Fucking boxes and shit. Like, what the hell?
If there's like moving boxes next week, I'm done.
Killing me.
It's ridiculous. Undisputed Era's promo, basically Adam Cole. Listen, Adam Cole can't be touched on the mic right now.
No. Not at all. Any way, shape, or form. That shit damn near gave me chills, bro. And it was funny too, because like right when after Kyle accepted, Roddy was about to say something, and Adam Cole just completely steamrolled him. And Roddy was just like, all right, I'm just gonna not say, I don't need to say it. You got it, Adam.
Yeah, Roddy, shut up. You ain't gotta say anything. It's Adam's job.
Fucking thing. Exactly. Let the ghost speak.
You're damn right. So basically, they're talking about how later in the night they have the War Games Advantage ladder match, which they come to say that they've never lost, which, why y'all even talking that into fruition? Like, that means you're definitely gonna lose now. Especially if they're the faces now. They're baby faces now.
Like, would they do a ladder match and you gotta do War Games in 2 weeks?
That's what they do every time.
I know, but like, why would you? Yeah, but most of the time it's like an ancillary person or somebody that's not really like that important to the match. But this time it's like literally your two best assets for sure. The jackasses of NXT, whatever the hell their name is, Pete Dunne is by far the best asset they have. Like, why would you take that chance of being hurt 2 weeks before the pay-per-view and War Games on top of that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember if it was the most recent one or the one before, but Adam was in the ladder match.
Right.
So, like, I don't... Just put Roddy in it. Like, damn.
Or Fish. He gonna get hurt anyway. Fuck it.
Oh, God.
He gets hurt twice a year.
Poor Bobby Fish, man. So, them talking about their ladder match later in the night, talking basically to Pat McAfee and the Goon Squad, because we don't know what else to call them. He's saying, you have no idea what you're dealing with. Pat McAfee's a coward because he's apparently not there, which is some bullshit. Like, he definitely shows up later, but that's besides the point. Adam can't wait to get Pat trapped inside War Games, and they know Pete Dunne is obviously stepped up for his team, and they kind of discuss real quick, well, you don't know which one of us is going to be in it. Kyle's immediately like, nah, listen, y'all saw Halloween Havoc. I want to step up. I need to do this. I need to fight Pete Dunne. Which, that's Kyle O'Reilly doing king shit. Like, he's stepping up. And it's...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, no, I mean, we knew this is coming. This is going down the road of him getting kicked out. It just has to happen.
No.
I don't want it to happen. I don't think that they should break up. Even when they move them up, I think they should move them up as a group. Even though Adam is by far the biggest star in the group, and he'll be fine on his own. I don't think the rest of them would survive a breakup.
Yeah.
I just don't. And as much as we all love Kyle O'Reilly, much as us NXT, like indie people love him, like the WWE is going to fucking ruin him on the main
100%.
roster. He'll be on 205 Live 2 weeks after his fucking debut. Main event for sure.
Which is
So
why they
that's
just
why-
got to keep him. There's, like, if you put him on Raw, they can immediately go after her business. Like, that's 4 men.
Yeah. Or wretched trashing, retribution or
Wretched trash.
But that's what I'm just saying. Like it's they're gonna break them up. I mean, we said the same thing about New Day. They'll never break the New Day up. They broke the New Day up.
Yeah, they really did. I
They broke up the Iconics. They only had 2 tag teams on their entire fucking roster, and they broke them up. The Riot Squad and Iconics broke them both up. Like they don't have any rhyme or reason to why they do shit.
They're stupid.
If the UE breaks up, Fish will probably get cut because he's always fucking injured. Roddy will definitely be on 205 Live and main event. Kyle might have a chance because he does have so much more charisma than the other 2 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He might have a chance where he gets like a fucking U.S. title run or some shit like that. But then he's going too. Like Adam Cole's the only one that they have any juice with, and because Shawn Michaels on him, you can tell blatantly love him, and they all want him to succeed. So, but other than that, like they'll be fucked. They'll be gone. Like I said, they'll be in AEW within 2 years after they're split. Real talk.
I mean, yeah, and that's one of the reasons, and mainly for Adam Cole, because he is such a big name. They're gonna do whatever they can to keep him, at least him, away from AEW.
Right. Exactly. Literally whatever the fuck they can to keep him away. If AEW pulled him, got him, and then had him and Britt together, it'd be a better version of Gargano.
100%.
100% a better version of it. They'd fucking shut shit down. They wouldn't wait. They wouldn't wait for 9 months to put the belt on them. Instantly jumping into a fucking title match if they get Adam Cole.
100%.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's nothing we could do to stop Adam from being separated from them. There's just not.
Yeah. Which we could just have like a whole ass like hour-long conversation about what they can do or what they shouldn't do with Undisputed Era. I just don't want to think about them breaking up.
And it sucks because it just always goes back to their size.
Mm-hmm.
If they were all 6'2" or taller, it wouldn't be a fucking thing. But because they're all 5'8", 5'10", 205 Live, here we come.
That's awful. So after Undisputed Era's fantastic promo basically saying they're gonna put Pat McAfee and the Goons through hell, Candice LeRae is backstage with Dakota and Raquel, and her team is now finally official as of Wednesday night for War Games. It is Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Toni Storm. And at this point, Shotzi has no one. No one has been announced via NXT for being on Shotzi's team.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, did I miss it? Or, like, does she literally doesn't have any teammates?
She literally has no one. At this point. I mean, we can...
Is she, like, legit hurt?
Hmm?
Is she legit hurt and they're just holding her off till she's ready? Or, like, because she hasn't wrestled or anything either, has she? I don't think she's been on TV besides a vignette since Halloween Havoc, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know. I mean, we can speculate all we want as to who's going to be on the team, but we're probably not even going to find out until next week on NXT, if that. Or they might even save one person for...
Out. I think we already found out.
Well,
I think we already found
2 at least.
I'd say 3.
You'd say...
I'd say... Because we don't have a title match. Remember, we were talking about that. There's no title match or anything as of right now. And then they just dumped Io's ass like a bag of trash. So I'd say it'll be Rhea, Io, and Ember with Shotzi.
I mean, that's definitely what it's shaping up to be. And that's if all 3 of those women are actually, like, 100% cleared.
The only reason why I was kind of iffy on that beforehand is because Io's your women's champ. So, like, why would she be on somebody else's team? But then they did this shit this week. So, like I said, I'm kind of torn.
I don't know. I mean, you can definitely make the case for all 3 women. Actually, that's a pretty dope team to have in War Games. Io's gonna be at the top of the freaking cage, just moonsaulting off everyone.
Right. And it matches up perfectly too. Io and Candice, Rhea and Giant Gonzalez, and then Tony and Ember, and they actually have a beef too. On top of that, so like it all lines up.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see next week on NXT if they like officially announce it, but we are saying it's gonna be Shotzi, Rhea, Io, Ember.
Right.
I don't know. We'll have to see. What'd you think of Timothy Thatcher versus Kushida, with Tommaso sitting ringside?
I mean, it was a dope match, but I just think that they're doing a disservice to Thatcher. First of all, he shouldn't have. I'm not mad at him having a match with Kushida, but them using Kushida, using Thatcher as a fucking jump off point for Kushida, and then Thatcher, who you've never stopped saying is a submission person, he's an expert, blah blah blah, loses by fucking submission. Like it didn't make any sense to me. Like if it had been like a count out or even like Tommaso distracted him and he did something, it would be different. But having him lose clean in the ring to a fucking submission, like I don't think it did any favors for Thatcher.
No, I mean the match itself was great. Like they're both like Kushida and Thatcher, submissions galore, reversals into submissions. It was a fantastic match, but having Tommaso on the outside, not interfering but being a distraction for Thatcher, like especially after he stands up and like slams the chair down, and that's what does it. That's what gets Thatcher locked in the hoverboard lock, and that's why he taps. And it's Ciampa even says maybe he has a problem with me now because last week Thatcher didn't want to fight Ciampa at all. He didn't have an issue with him, whatever. So Ciampa's basically just looking for a fight.
And that's what I was saying too, like how everything played out. That wouldn't have been if he had rolled him up or something like that. Like it would have made more sense. Because like, oh, he got distracted. Like typical fucking wrestling. Oh, somebody's music plays. I get distracted and lose the match. Like I wouldn't have been mad at that, but the fact that, like I said, you made a submission guy that you've been building up as this submission guy, tap out clean in the fucking middle of the ring, and then going into a feud with Ciampa, you're making him look like a puss out the gate.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like the biggest Thatcher fan. I mean, especially with like that Thatch can stuff, because that was just awful.
It pissed me off too, and I'm a deep Thatcher fan. Like him and Walter just fucking, I fell in love with it. And Bivens too. Well, he was Stokely Hathaway then. Like the combination of them two together was like a cheap knockoff fucking Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar type, but it was so fucking amazing. And yeah, and then them coming in, like Timothy Thatcher doesn't need to talk. Mm-hmm. He needs someone to just like talk for him, and he comes in and beats the shit out of people. Sleeper hold done, going about your business. Like I don't know, like yeah, it's this Thatcher isn't for me, and I am a for real Thatcher fan.
I mean, besides the like Ciampa distraction, are you at all interested in the Thatcher Ciampa feud?
Yeah, because I mean, again, like we said with Ciampa, like even though he's not really a face now, but this crazy fucking like weird like office fucking rockers Ciampa is the best version of Ciampa. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he is crazy, you can play it off to where is he the heel, is he the face, is he both? You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like is his sweet spot. Mm-hmm. To where he can still do crazy shit and like make you be like fuck, but then at the same time you're cheering him on. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. I think that's where the lane they needed him to be in. And like I said, I think this will boost Thatcher too, depending on how like stupid the match, like they'll probably end up in some fucking hardcore match or something, but but it'll still like give Thatcher some sort of credibility, especially with NXT fans. Him going against Ciampa.
Who you could arguably say, like, besides Gargano, has been the face of NXT for a long time.
Yeah. No, I mean, you can say that. That's there's 3 faces of NXT for the past 4 years, 5 years. Ciampa, Gargano, and Adam Cole.
There you go. Which is so weird to think because towards the beginning of that, Gargano was the only face, and now he's kind of like the only heel out of those 3.
Not kinda. He is the only heel.
Well, Tommaso's like the whatever. He's like kind of in between. Yeah, he's a tweener. But Adam Cole, who's been a heel 90% of his career, is the face, and it's just weird.
Yeah, not just 90% of his career in NXT, 90% of his career in general.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I meant in general. NXT, he's been a heel his entire run.
I can't even think the last time he was a face besides Future Shock.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Well, I guess you gotta do too when he got kicked out of the Bullet Club. Kind of. Like, you got sympathetic. Like, he was still a dick and still like still a heel, but I mean you kind of felt bad for him at that point when he left. But other than that, yeah, I can never that's the only babyface runs I can think of for Adam Cole.
Yeah. And even like him getting kicked out of Bullet Club, it didn't last long before he ended up in NXT.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's why he got kicked out because he was
coming he was leaving.
Yeah, so it's like, man, that's crazy.
Man's just a good heel. That's what that says.
Yeah, fact. Him and his wife both.
Girlfriend. I don't think they're married yet.
I thought that maybe they're engaged. Maybe I was tripping.
I hope they should be. At this point, they've been together for like 10 years.
I think they are. I thought I saw a picture that like Matt Cardone and all them together or whatever. Or maybe that was one of their engagement parties. Because Adam Cole was there.
Yeah.
It was like Cody and all of them together. And Adam Cole was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Maybe that was one of their other ones.
Maybe it was Chelsea and Matt because they just got engaged or recently, I think. I don't know.
I thought I saw pictures about him on like Twitter or something, like celebrating, but it may have been his then.
Yeah, I don't know. There's too many engagements happening. I don't know.
I
mean, Kevin Owens show. I think this is the first time it's been on NXT. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was lame.
Basically, he has North American champ Leon Ruff on as his guest. He's telling Leon, he's like, tell him your story, like, tell him why we should care about you being the North American champion, whatever. Ruff's like, well, he was signed 7 weeks ago.
Which isn't true.
It isn't true, or it is true?
No, he was getting his ass kicked on SmackDown like back in March.
Yeah, that's right.
Like Sheamus murdered him like 2 weeks in a row on SmackDown.
Oh yeah.
Literally like back in March or April, one of those. He was going back and forth to all 3 shows getting murdered.
Yeah, so immediately he's lying off the bat.
Right.
He's saying this title represents a yes for every no I've ever gotten. And Kevin's like, well, you should be proud, like, whatever. He's like, you gotta use a little more conviction. You gotta let him hear why we, like, gotta believe you being the champ. And he's like, well, I beat Johnny Gargano twice, and you can just see Kevin do this. And he's like, no, see, on this show, when you say someone's name, typically they come out, and he basically counts him down, a little off, but then Johnny Gargano comes out. Kevin brings another chair into the ring, and Johnny immediately throws it out. He's like, I don't want your chair. This was like the Kevin Owens I liked the most on NXT, like him basically being a mediator.
But that's the thing I was going to say too. The Kevin Owens show doesn't work when he's a face.
Well, yeah.
It doesn't, because his range and his like not shitty like demeanor or whatever, like it's like super sarcastic, like humor, like quick wit, Like you can't use it when you're a face because you can't come off as a dick to the guy you brought on your show that you're trying to prop up. You know what I'm saying? So like, it doesn't hit like the Kevin Owens show should hit because he's a face and he can't be a dick and say all the like sarcastic humor and fucking like funny shit that he would normally say to somebody when they were on the show. You know what I'm saying? So it's never worked for me. Like, I am tired of face Kevin Owens. I think it's holding him back. I think that it doesn't do him any fucking good at all. Like, he has to be, and like, even a prize fighter shit in a fight stuff, like, none of that shit even means anything. You're not fighting for anything. You're literally just chilling. Like, he has to be a face, talking shit, running his mouth, you know what I'm saying, doing some fucked up shit to somebody. That's my opinion. That's all. I love Kevin Owens. Like, he's probably, well, he was in my top 10, but like, it's like, not face fucking Kevin Owens. It's trash.
I mean, this was basically just like a comedy segment, but it worked. Right. Especially with like the three men, so Leon Ruff, Johnny Gargano, and of course Johnny says Damian Priest, so Damian Priest comes out. Like, the three of them, this has been like a comedy thing, but it works, especially with those three, and Leon Ruff being the size of a pen, and the title doesn't even fit him.
You have two of the best talkers in the fucking history of the business in a segment. It's gonna work. I mean, Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano, they're gonna make it work. It may be lame, it may be like but they're gonna make it work. They're gonna find a way to make it work.
Yeah, especially like with the history of Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano.
Right.
Like, the majority of people well, maybe not the majority, but a good hunk of people in NXT, Kevin Owens faced off with in the indies at one point or another.
Well, I think you were right. I'd say pretty much fucking all of them. Maybe besides Damian Priest. That's probably the only one he probably hadn't. Especially in PWG, he definitely had matches with Ciampa and all of them. Like, for sure.
For sure.
So it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? And that's only because they were wrestling at the time when he was on the indies.
So basically Kevin Owens knows everybody has a history with everybody. Once Damian Priest comes out, Kevin's like, well, I have this great idea. If only we had a Teddy Long to make a triple threat for War Games. And William Regal comes out, and he's like, at War Games, it'll be a triple threat match for the North American title. Leon Ruff versus Johnny Gargano versus Damian Priest. And then he walks away, and then he comes back, and he's like, playa. And then he does a little head flip, and then he walks away.
I lost it. I lost it. And that's another thing, too, about Regal. I wish they'd give him more time, because a lot of people, especially younger people, don't know how dope Regal really is. How dope he was in the ring, and his fucking just character in general. Like, he was one of those, like, chicken shit heels, comical type fucking people that could get anything over, too. And, like, we only get the Storm authoritative dad fucking version of William Regal. We never get
Dad Regal.
What are you guys doing? Don't do that.
Basically. I mean, they're letting him loose a little bit. I mean, a few weeks ago when Ruff smacked the shit out of Damian Priest, he's like, I mean, you kind of did deserve it. Like,
right.
I mean, him saying play, though, I
lost it. I mean, I knew I figured he was going to come out and say, like, hold on, player. That would have really made me fucking lose it if he had did that. But the fact that he still came back and got the player, and I was like, thank you, that was dope. That definitely made me pop.
Oh, that was fantastic. Something that, I mean, might have been a little lackluster, Finn Balor's promo.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically said, I helped set up the war. Whoever wins the war, don't put your checkers on my chessboard. Keeps calling himself the cat. And
Yay.
I mean, I love Finn Balor, but
it's not hitting here. Like, the whole point of them bringing him back was to, like, revitalize him, get him going, and like he. And then I know a lot of it too. He kept getting injured, and then Corona and everything kind of like was too many start and stops. But I mean, like, at this point at his career, like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
He's actually my friend's favorite wrestler, and even she was like, "What is this?" Tell him to lift his hands up with the lights. Like whenever he just starts fucking up, just like in his entrance, like, "Oh shit, I messed up." Get it back on.
That'd be amazing if he just like messes up or something. He just does his arms in the light. That's a gimmick right
That'd be
there.
definitely a gimmick right there.
Oh man, I mean, I can pose the question: where does Finn Balor go from here? Like, who does he face off with?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like who? Like all the contenders are in the. Well, I guess not really. I mean, well, Adam for sure, and then Ciampa's with Thatcher. Like, there's literally no one available.
Unless they're teasing Cross coming back soon.
It's right at that 4 months, isn't it?
I think
that
so.
Was
yeah, that was. It was. It was the. Didn't they? It wasn't like Great American Bash or whatever, or was it after that?
Nah, it was. He got hurt on the Takeover 30. I thought.
Oh, maybe it was Takeover 31. Yeah.
It was versus Kelly.
Yeah. 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 So it's been like 4 months. So.
That's what they said. 4 to 6 months.
So maybe Cross is gonna come back and face Finn, but that's the only person I can really think of who isn't involved in something right now.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like everybody's involved in something. Like I know it'll be different after War Games, but I don't know. Like I said, I can't even think anybody moving forward for them to go with. Yeah, I wish Walter would stop being a bitch and come over to America, bro.
Jesus.
I mean, come on. That's what it is. He said he never wants to come here. That's fine. Take a weekend, motherfucker. You should do it all the time when you're on the Indies.
That's true.
He wrestled for every independent promotion in the goddamn world. Why can't you come for the weekend to wrestle Finn Balor on a pay-per-view?
Because Finn wants that match.
Yeah, everybody wants that. Finn was hyped for it, especially, and he got to go home. Like, why would Finn not want that? He gets to go home and get a dope ass match and everything. Like, he was down for it. Like, but yeah, for some reason, Walter never wants to come to the U.S. again.
Whatever.
I think it's trash.
Walter can just be a little bitch in the UK then until he wants to finally come here and do this. But
and that's the thing too. Like I'm caught up with NXT UK. Like there's no really like stars. Like
yeah,
he seems like a huge fish in a tiny pond.
Yeah, not even a big fish, like huge fish.
Huge, like Dragunov and all those guys. Like you can tell that there'll be something down the line, but like as of right now, like I don't see anyone with any type of star power that matches up with Walter, and especially now that Pete Dunne's here.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I don't know.
Well, there's our NXT UK recap.
There it is. Cameron Grimes taking on Jake Atlas. Listen, this match was like 2 minutes long. He does his, to the moon and like hits the cave in for the win. The real story here is Dexter Lumis just popping up behind him, scaring Grimes away, and then they do like some weird drawing video playing on the background, basically from, I believe, Halloween Havoc, where Cameron Grimes is just running around scared.
Right.
And Lumis takes the strap out of the bag and like throws the other end at Grimes, and Grimes is like, "Oh, you want to like have a strap match with me or whatever?" And then like immediately takes it off and runs away. But obviously, William Regal doesn't let.
He's gonna.
What?
I was going to snag him with the bag, and then I thought that Grimes' dumbass was gonna put the damn thing on, and I thought Lumis was gonna fucking like jerk him in the ring after he put it on.
That's what I
thought was gonna happen.
That's what I thought too. I definitely expected like more out of that, but I mean, I guess it makes sense because after they, like, go to a commercial, I think they come back, and William Regal's like, well, the NXT, the universe clearly wants you guys to have another match, so you guys are gonna have a strap match at War Games.
Why did they have to squash Jake Atlas after he just had that dope ass program with Elgato and all that? Like, he comes in and gets 2-minute squash match to Cameron Grimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're thinking sometimes they like how they just bounce around. Like, it never used to be like this. Like, everybody had a clear cut storyline moving forward, and when it was over, they went right into something new. Not just like randomly. I watch next week he'll be fucking fighting for the cruiserweight title or some shit after he just got squashed in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
To Cameron Grimes. Like, it's just like it's been so all over the place. Like, it's definitely nowhere near as bad as Raw and SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this is like, I'm almost at the point where this is not my NXT.
This is not my NXT. It honestly is kind of crazy to, like, look back at, like, NXT from, like, 2015, 2016, and, like, now. It's I don't know, it's off. I mean, the talent is outstanding, but, I mean, like you said, like, they're kind of just, like, bouncing people around and not really knowing what to do with them.
I don't really think that the talent is outstanding. I think the talent's good, but you got to think all the people they poached for that class. They poached Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor, Shinsuke. Like, they took all the top people from the independent scene, Gargano, Ciampa. They completely raided the fucking cupboard for all the independent scene.
Yeah.
And I don't think had a chance to recover.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, there are no big independent guys. And then whatever was left, AEW snatched up.
That's very true. Yeah, there's, like, really no... I mean, I don't really watch, like, a whole lot of independent stuff. I try and, like, keep updated with some people, but there's not, like, a lot of indie people left that they could even try and get, because everyone has them all.
And there is people out there that's making noise, but it's like nobody like at that level that those guys were.
Mm-hmm.
Like, probably the last ones was probably Thatcher, Walter, and Matt Riddle. That was pretty good. Well, I guess you could say Damian too, but the Punishment Martinez thing, he wasn't like, he was just now like kind of hitting his stride when WWE signed him.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, other than that, yeah, it was Walter and fucking Matt Riddle were the only like huge independent guys.
That's crazy. I mean,
right.
I like NXT. I mean, I've liked it for a while.
Yeah.
So I have no issue with it. I mean, their women's division is nothing to shit on because their women's division's fantastic.
But to me, and that's what makes you see the like divide, is the fact that the women are so stacked compared to what the men are doing. Because remember, we had that conversation, like they're all 10 of their main women. If either any of them won the title tomorrow, you wouldn't be like, why the hell did they put the belt on her?
Yeah.
You can't say the same thing about the men.
Yeah. I mean, Rhea Ripley, who after she lost to Io, everyone was like, where's she gonna go? Is she gonna stay in NXT? Is she gonna go up to the main roster? Rhea basically was like, nah, like, y'all speculating. I'm staying here. I want the title. And because people were like, the hug after the match. It was a show of respect because she said she respects Io. Io's one of the toughest women she's ever faced, but she's not Rhea's stan on NXT. And of course, Candice and Tony come out. Candice is saying how Io stole victories from her, but Io beat Rhea by herself. And then, as if on cue, Dakota and Raquel come out, and Io's just draped like a dead body over Raquel Gonzalez. And I mean, Rhea tries, but 4-on-1, you can't really do anything about that.
Nah. And I mean, like you said, she tried and they did make her look like a beast like they always do, but that shouldn't even have lasted as long as it did. They should have beat the brakes off her 2 seconds into it, but she fought him off a couple times.
She did. I like that they kept with focusing on Rhea's shoulder because that's what she hurt most in the match with Io. So like Raquel threw her into the ring post twice. I mean, so this is like us. This is why we were saying earlier. This is why we think Rhea 100% is going to be on Team Shotzi if they clear her.
I don't see how they couldn't be. Like, I don't think they would have did this if it wasn't happening.
I mean, that's very true.
Even with dumping Io's body, like, that's why I said that has to be the team.
It has to be. But they could pull some shit that we don't see coming. I mean, I don't know. But it makes the most sense for it to be Ember, Io, and Rhea joining Shotzi.
Right.
What do you think of the Zaya Lee and Boa video?
I checked out. I don't even remember what happened. I remember them getting in the car, looked like two dope fiends from New Jack City. That's all I remember.
Basically,
I mean, they was on the burner for a few days.
Nah, I mean, the very, very dark circles, like, under their eyes, like, as...
I want some crack.
I mean, it kind of looked like a very short, low-budget, like, student horror film. It's like the vibe I got from it. I mean, they're pleading with someone. I think this is like the she.
They keep saying her. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they keep saying her.
I mean, you could see like at one point she does like this, and like you can see like the nice like done up like nails she has. We have no idea. We get like a glimpse of like her eye. I mean, that's really it. And Boa and Zaya Lee are like, please forgive us, like, we want to win, like, we're sorry. And then the old Chinese man does the weird thing on their hands, and it's basically the end of the segment. It's so much happening, but I'm kind of intrigued as to who the her is.
That's the only thing I care about. The rest of the shit I give two shits about. It's raw shit creeping down into NXT, and I hate it.
I know. We talked about this. I don't even have a guess.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think like who's injured. Is there anybody that they signed that we might have overlooked? Like who the hell could it be?
I literally have no idea. I've racked my brain so many times to try and think. I have literally no idea who it could be.
The only thing I can think of is if they're bringing somebody down.
Who do you think they'd bring down?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like I literally can't think of fucking anybody because I'm trying to think like who has any like Japanese or Chinese wrestling ties. Like what. And that's the thing. We go through all this shit. It ends up being a white person, bro. Watch.
It's probably going to. Let's be real.
We fucking Cruise Last Samurais.
I mean, I don't even want to like get into it. There's so many things they could do wrong with this, and they probably will. So, so it looks like we're gonna get a tag match between Everrise and someone, but they don't even get the chance to because Grizzly Young Veterans, Zach Gibson and James Drake make their return to NXT. Basically just saying we're back in NXT, like y'all ain't ready, and they basically just like destroy Everrise. I completely forgot about that. I'm gonna be honest.
Is Everrise the only jobber tag team that they have? They're involved in every angle as jobbers.
I think they are. That's the only people I can. That's the only tag team I can think of.
Grizzly Young Vets are the best dressed tag team in any company.
They are.
They come suited every time.
Yeah, their style on point. I mean, they've been like that for a while, haven't they?
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like literally, best dressed tag team by far. 3-piece suits, bro. Who the fuck comes and attacks people in a 3-piece suit?
I mean, you could make the argument for Her Business, but I don't think it's a 3-piece. I think theirs is just the jacket and the shirt.
Her Business always look like they're coming back from prom. Don't get me wrong, they look decent, but with the gold and shit, tell me they don't always look like that prom outfits. Nobody in real life wears suits like that with those colors and stuff. Those look like winter formals / prom outfits every time. That's all I think about, like them with holding the corsage or whatever. Like, hey, I came to pick up your daughter. That's all I think about every single time with that shit, bro. I can't help it.
Oh, they
I'm
all
not gonna
came
lie.
back from prom.
I had one of those suits Bobby Lashley had on a couple weeks ago. I definitely wore it to prom.
Oh my god.
Pinstripe. Swear.
Oh, I believe you. It's just, that's all I'm gonna think about now. Fuck.
I'm telling you, thing with the gold, just because it's the gold, right? You know what I'm saying? So like, it just, which is not as dope for like their gear and shit and everything. But when you come dressed in a suit and gold tie and shit and everything, tell me that it's not prom 08.
It is. Now it's all I'm gonna think about every time they're on the screen.
It
Whatever.
looks like the king court for prom.
They do. My god. So before the main event, we see Candice and Indy Hartwell, who's now wearing a neck brace after the eclipse she took earlier in the night. Candice is basically saying anyone who is stupid enough to join Shotzi's team, they're gonna get run over. And, you know, Johnny's waiting in the minivan, obviously simping over his wife. The Johnny that we love.
Yes. She's gonna win. Yeah. I was like,
She's gonna win. I'm gonna be champ. She's gonna win. It's gonna be great. He calls her the general, I think.
He did the discount double check with the belt, like, I'm gonna win my North American title back.
They get in the Candace helps Indy into the minivan, and Johnny's like, alright, everyone buckled up, alright. And as they drive away, we see another Ghostface chilling in the back.
No man apology.
No, I said there was two.
No, you didn't. Not at
Yes,
first
I did.
you didn't.
At first, no.
Saying that was a big ass one. That second one was huge. That could not have been a woman.
I mean, I thought they like just ignored the fact that Ghostface helped Johnny. I thought they were just ignoring that at that point.
Yeah, they kind of did until the ghost came back to help Candice again.
Yeah, I mean, at first I was like, nah, like I was like, it's like the movie. There's two. There's gonna be
Right.
two, and lo and behold,
my thing. This has me ranked too. Like, who the hell could this be?
I don't know. Like, I didn't know we were playing Clue at NXT. Like, just tell us who it is.
I guess, I mean, it is kind of dope that they get us something to rack our brain on. But yeah, I was like, who the hell, who did they sign? Like, I'm still like trying to think through. I will say though, when they showed Thatcher's student, that was the class they just signed, and one or two of them was missing. Because they even had the girl that they signed in it too. Because we were trying to figure out if it was a girl. They did sign one girl. That was all of them there, except for it was three missing. Leo was missing, Leon or whatever the hell his name is. Ruff was missing. Stallion was missing. He was Matt Riddle's like protege, and there was another guy missing. I can't remember his name.
I mean, who would they even pair with Johnny, Candice, and Indy?
I could not tell you. I'm blanked out.
God damn it. I mean, I'm intrigued as to who would even help Johnny, because it seems like Johnny had no friends.
Right.
Fuck, I don't know. It hurts my brain trying to think. There's too many things to guess on, like the Ghostface, the her with Zaya Lee Boa. Like, it's too much.
I agree.
Alright, let's talk about this main event. The Advantage ladder match for War Games in 2 weeks. Pete Dunne, or as Kyle O'Reilly says, Peter Dune, which is what I want to say every time I see Pete Dunne on screen. This was so brutal for War Games being in 2 weeks. Like, this was nasty.
Right. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining in any way, shape, or form about the match. It was fucking dope. Mm-hmm. We absolutely knew it was going to be a banger. Even if it was just a normal match, these two, it would have been fucking fire. But you let these dudes beat the brakes off of each other, go through 2-3 ladders and shit and everything 2 weeks before your fucking pay-per-view. Shit was stupid, bro.
It was nasty. Like, Pete Dunne using the ladder to, like, smash Kyle's hands. He, at one point, had Kyle O'Reilly's hand underneath the ladder he was trying to climb. There was a suplex through the ladder. At one point, Kyle gets pushed off, and he, like, spins, and the ladder also spins and, like, falls on him. Oh my god.
He got down there and the ladder hit him in the fucking knee after it fell.
Yeah, like these ladders are unpredictable as fuck.
And the spill after. Well, we'll get there.
Oh yeah, that's what I was just about to say. So Kyle, after pushing Pete Dunne off the ladder into the other ladder that was chilling in the corner, Kyle O'Reilly starts climbing up in a masked man. It's fucking Pat McAfee. Come on.
It is.
It's Pat McAfee, wearing his stupid Among Us mask from the first time he showed up in NXT. He pushes Kyle off of the ladder. Kyle takes one of the nastiest spills.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, what? He hit the rope, hit the fucking side of the ring, and then hit the ground. Terrible.
It was awful. Even Kevin on commentary was just like, yeah, Kyle, are you okay? And that sets up Pete Dunne to climb the ladder, basically on one leg, and retrieve the advantage. Again, they shouldn't have been saying shit in the beginning that they've never lost an advantage ladder match.
It's like saying every field goal kicker. As soon as the announcer says he hasn't missed 14 kicks in a row, the kicker misses every fucking time.
It's like, don't put it in the universe. Like, don't say it. We know. You don't gotta say it out loud.
And
they always do. But that was NXT. It was a show.
Roller coaster of emotions.
It really was. I mean, we get to play Clue. We get to figure out who these random people are. Like, who's Ghostface? Who's this her? Who literally doesn't have a name. It's just her.
Yeah. You had a fire nail set, though.
She did. She really did, though. Like, I'm kind of jealous.
Right.
Oh, man. But, this will be up today so if you're watching it today, which is Friday, later tonight, you can see RN and Kyle do SmackDown recap on twitch.tv/puttingyouover. Come chill in the chat, harass them. It's what I usually do. It's a fun time.
We enjoy it.
And then you'll see the usual trio back together next week, me, RN, and Kev for AEW and NXT. But until then, RN, anything you want to say before we sign off?
I hope everybody had a good holiday. Everybody stay safe out there. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. See you guys.